All right. This is starting. All right. Hold on. So scoot over. Scoot over. Either one.
This is crazy. Put it right here. Lean it on his computer. Or put it sideways.
Yeah. Hold on.
Is that Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is so delayed.
Yeah, super delayed. Let me.
It looks so.
Should we just turn it on and see?
What if we were all in emoji?
Actually, can I see the settings?
What kind of software is this?
It's called OBS. General. Okay.
I feel like.
Oh, there's one person watching. Well, hello.
Can we hear them?
They should join the live chat. Okay.
Oh, they can text questions, right?
Anything. Are here to answer you. Lego. Yo, I am live right now with my squad on YouTube. Hit up the live stream right now. Q&A. Get the fuck on it. Let's fucking go.
Let's see if I.
Stream options.
There we go. How's that look? There we go.
Oh, nice. There you go. That's perfect. All right.
What's up, you guys? Diego here. I am with some young founders here for the brand I'm building, Quarterpounder with cheese. We are building a community for aspiring and active entrepreneurs, leaders, young hustlers. So we're having a Q&A session. If you guys have any questions or just want to get to know us, please comment below. Awesome.
All right.
I want to see if this is it looks similar.
We do look similar, although I have longer hair.
That's true.
As of right now, at least. I'm gonna have to push this back so that we all get in there.
So Tommy, how do you even get involved in the startup space? Tell me a little bit of how
You gotta hustle. Any chance you have to meet someone that's doing something you want to do, go and meet them. Basically how I got my job. These two guys came in to speak at my high school. They started their own company, tech company, and then after they spoke, I went up and met them and told them what I was going to do. Not go to college, learn how to code, and then work for a startup, and they loved it. They actually offered me a job on the spot. But then I ended up getting connected with their CTO, and then their CTO left that company, started the current company that I work for, Apostrophe, and then I linked up with her, and she needed a front-end developer, and the rest is history.
Oh, so, wow.
Just try to meet as many people you can that are doing something cool, and it all works out.
Very similar story, which is crazy. So I graduated out of high school when I was 16 and a half and went into college. It was just a crazy experience because I didn't know what the hell I was going to college for, and I was like, man, I'm getting frustrated. I'm going to these classes, I'm learning the theory, I'm not doing the actual tangible work of what it means to be a business owner. So when I was 17, I did a video with the CTO of Colorado State, and during that time,
is this the frame here?
Yeah, that's what it fucking looks like.
Yeah,
seriously. Move this fucking stupid shit.
There we go. There we go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Awesome.
it's delayed.
All right, so going on. So I was 17, met the CTO for the state of Colorado. Really connected really well for her. She was running the campaign, and I helped her out with it. Just did some videographer for her, and kind of just shared my story of being in foster care. And we just kicked it off really well. She made it some great introductions. I actually got to work for Red Robin's corporate headquarters at a very young age as an intern. And after that, I just felt inspired and felt so much love from the community, just being involved, that I wanted to seek out entrepreneurship and making a difference out in the community. And then I've done a lot of advocacy work for kids in foster care and personal development work out in the community. That's pretty much the end of it. And then creating Quarterpounder with Cheese, a community for young and aspiring and active leaders and entrepreneurs out in the community, so they have a sense of belonging, which I feel is really missing from being young. And there's a huge disconnection between young people and people that are super well established. And I want to be able to bridge that connection as well. But Ross, share a little bit about like your start of Sonitize.
Yeah. So basically, my background is I was a guitarist when I was in high school. I took it super fucking seriously. I almost went to music school. I went on tour with a band when I was 18. After that experience, I was like, this is cool, but I don't want to do this. And so I ended up studying music business at Belmont University, and in my first semester, I had a media intro class that had a midterm project where you had to pitch an idea that would solve a problem in the recording industry in the next 5 to 10 years. So I came up with an idea, I pitched it to the class, and then every single kid in the class said that they would use this app instead of what was out there in the competition. And I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go build it. And I was like, I don't write code. I don't know anything about how to start a business. I don't really care. This sounds awesome, and this is the direction I want to take my career in. And I want to have that kind of control over my own circumstances. So I think entrepreneurship is for me, and I just want to take this as far as I possibly can. And so that was when I was a freshman. Fast forward to my sophomore year, spring break, I came to Denver. I did a trip where I did a bunch of pitches to local potential advisors and potential investors just to see what the pitch was going to look like. And I went to that spring break looking for advice, and I came back with a fully subscribed advisory board, after which, very shortly afterwards, I dropped out of school because they were like, we'll fund this, but we need a full-time CEO. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So, yeah, so build the company, build the app. There was trials and tribulations with that. Launch it. It was an app that paid you to listen to Spotify. We had 250 daily active users that were redeeming $5,000 worth of gift cards a month. And so we had traction. We had proven that what people wanted, what we were building. Spotify felt a little bit differently. So we did have you guys ever done a design sprint?
Oh, a sprint?
Yeah. Yeah, so we took a design sprint, took that format, followed it to the T, except we didn't come up with a new product or feature. We came up with an entirely new business in 5 days. And on Monday morning, we started that meeting not knowing what the fuck we were going to do. By the end of that week, we had prototyped a product, come up with the idea, built it, tested it in front of customers, and we had figured out what the direction of the company was going to be in.
Do more faster.
So what are some of your challenges that you face just being a young founder? I mean, it must not be easy, especially with so much information being out in the world sometimes. It can be really difficult to build something that's sustainable and something that is of value to the community or the niche demographic that you're working to get that out to.
I think a lot of the challenge is not really having any, I was very much self-taught, right? Like, there's not really, okay, can you go to school to study entrepreneurship? In theory, yes. In theory, yes, you can get a degree for entrepreneurship.
But you don't go to school to start a business. You're learning the theory.
That's called entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, I took a semester of being an entrepreneurship major, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Which, by the way, I pitched Sonitize, right, to the class. They gave me, I had the best presentation, like, by far, in terms of, like,
sure.
fitting the content. I actually got violent hatred from the class, like actually violent hatred.
The water.
Yeah, well, and they were for some reason.
People that didn't want to even put in the work, right?
Yeah, exactly. No.
People that just want to half-ass do the assignment, but they didn't really care of like, oh, this is something I could make a difference or even create.
They saw how serious I was, and they felt threatened for some fucking reason. I don't get it, but like literally the Q&A after the 5-minute pitch, after the 5-minute pitch was verbal sparring. It was, but the boy is the only one who fucking dropped out and raised capital. So yeah, that's my thoughts on studying it at school. So basically, the alternative is you can find mentors, which is great, but you can only spend a limited amount of time with those mentors, and so you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And I think one of the biggest challenges is like you're going to make mistakes, and those are going to create failures. But you have to just persist.
And
I think, persist.
Realizing over time, and why I have you guys here today, is the importance of leveraging one another's talents and skills, right? Because each individual has a God-given gift or talent that is really good, that they can do really well, that somebody else might not necessarily know how to do that. Because, for example, I'm really well knowledgeable when it comes to leadership, personal development, the self-care, and just public speaking. Like, how do you put out your message out into the world? And then, we have 2 young developers here, you guys, and we have a tech startup. We're all young founders out in the community, but we really want people to feel empowered and feel like they're a part of something bigger and different. I think from one of the greatest books I've read before, it's like you're building a cathedral. There's this guy going and asking this guy in the construction site, like, well, what are you building? It's like, well, I'm just building a building. And the second person's like, hey, so what are you building? Well, I'm just building something to be able to feed my family. And then the last guy that was asked, like, so what are you building? It's like, well, I'm building a beautiful cathedral, something that's going to be standing here for a very, very long time.
So that's what you meant by that when you said that in our last meeting.
Yeah.
Because I knew there was some sort of context that you just didn't sort of
explain. I didn't fully explain. Yeah. But Sam, let's go on to you. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey. Like, why are you even here?
Yeah, why are you here?
Why am I here? I'm here because I'm a badass outlier. Basically, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you get there?
Yeah,
how did you get to be this person?
And where did you start? Like, what's your...
Okay. I come from a city where majority of people, I would say, are on welfare, or I would say like Section 8 housing. There's not a lot of jobs out there. That's the start of it. So coming from there, moving to Denver, where there's a little more opportunity, I started to realize a lot of differences. That's where it really hit me, whereas I could have more. There's more to life than just getting money from the government. I'm not dissing anyone, I'm not saying anything like that, but there's more, and I still want more, of course. That's kind of the start. But from there on, I was never good at school, but I'm not gonna say I wasn't good at school, I'm gonna say I didn't try. It's really in the entrepreneurship. So I know my first company at 16, called PK Royal. It was an online e-commerce website, sold electronics basically online. And I just wanted to make it. So from there I learned how to make websites, WordPress. Now I do better stuff on WordPress, but I'm not gonna say better. I do more web design, better stuff.
All right, and then you're at Galvanize now. Graduate soon.
Yes.
And you're the first one in the class. You haven't even graduated. You
landed
a job.
Yeah, landed a job.
That's unbelievable.
And dude, for one, you gotta tell the audience, for one, how old you are, and the craziest thing that happened to you recently. I mean, come on, man. Not everyone gets a job offer to work at Denver University to go teach code.
Yeah. Well, I'm 18 years old, and for being a high school dropout, it's pretty cool. I got a job offer to be a teacher at Denver University to teach code, basically. They wanted me to work for them. I was like, nah, it sounds too cool. Yeah, it was a turn. Never Would you guess a high school dropout teaching? 18-year-old high school dropout teaching dinner at university. Exactly. Yeah, man. But I do have a pretty cool job offer where I could help them with their projects and work from home.
And you just accepted the job.
Yeah, accepted
You
the job.
accepted.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
so
That's awesome.
Kid's fully employed.
For what company?
Time Styles, doing beauty products. So if any ladies want to go get some hair products, from Time Styles.
Do you want to check if you have any comments on your Facebook Live?
Yeah.
You should bring it over here, maybe. So.
All right.
Hungry.
For that money.
Always for family. I don't eat food.
Clearly.
You see that interview with Eminem? He's like, "Hey man, so what do you do outside rap?" He's like, "All I do is rap. I don't shower. I don't do nothing. Just rap."
Rap.
That's crazy.
Did you get any good?
You
Did you
should
get
hold
any
it,
comments?
hold it, Diego.
No, I didn't get any comments yet. Don't be afraid. We don't bite. Ask us any questions.
Yeah, ask us anything.
Young hustlers, founders, community leaders out here. We're here to educate one another, inspire one another, and really be of value to each other. It could be really difficult out here being a young adult and really establishing yourself and your career out in the community and just having a sense of belonging in the community. So we decided to come together and build a community called Quarterpounder with Cheese. Quarter meaning young, founder an aspiring or active entrepreneur or leader, founder I should say, and cheese, being of value to others and as well as monetizing them on that and just making money. So we really want to be of value, so please feel free to ask any questions. Tommy, so tell us like what has been one of the most funnest experiences at just working at Apostrophe?
I don't know. Probably going through Techstars. So I joined the company, worked from Denver for a week, and then the whole company moved up to Boulder to start the Techstars Accelerator program. That lasted 3 months. And in that were 10 other companies. One of the best companies in the world. They're learning how to raise capital, scale. And Techstars is crazy. It's harder to get into Techstars than it is Harvard. So
Yeah, most people don't realize that.
right. It's less than 1% acceptance rate. One of the companies, SendGrid, just went public. They're worth $1 billion.
Yep.
So Techstars is kicking
They
ass.
just fucking killed it.
And I got paid for it. So all my friends at Harvard were jealous. They were like,
Oh,
bro, I'm paying a
Dad.
fortune to go to Harvard. I barely got into Harvard. And I'm just learning stuff. I'm not doing anything. And here you are. You're going to the best startup school in the world. And you're getting paid to learn.
Yep.
So that was awesome. That's one of Mark Cuban's quotes, actually, is get paid to learn. So whatever you're doing, right? So go out.
Isn't it right? Like
experience.
the day that you stop learning is the day that you stop living, right? It's like if you're not continuing to grow yourself, develop yourself, challenge one another, hold each other accountable, and just be upfront, genuine, authentic, you're gonna have a real struggle out here because you guys, there's a power in embracing who you are as a person and what your dreams and aspirations are. Because we would have never been there if it wasn't for vision, right? If it wasn't for us to take a leap of faith to get to where we want to be.
Yes, actually, and I think here's a good question. Considering that we just talked about how when you stop learning, you stop living. If everyone could go around and name one book that like changed fucking everything for them, then I think that would be of value to our viewers.
Oh, of course.
So I'll just go first. So I'm actually rereading this one right now. This one. So what I'm about to tell you, this is all public information you can find on the SEC.gov. I preface this because I can't like divulge sensitive, confidential information about my company's financial situation, but this is public information. So we raised for sonitizing our first round, we raised like $435,000, and so and I did the majority of that fundraising myself, by far the majority of that by myself, doing the pitches and all of that kind of stuff. And so the thing that really got me to that level to be able to do that is this fantastic book called Pitch Anything. It's by a guy named Oren Clough. He is a full-time. He's an investment banker. Is what he is. He goes and raises capital for companies, startups, and tons of different companies. He averages raising $2 million a week for different companies.
Goodness.
That's how much fucking money he raises. All right, like he raises real money from real financial institutions. He does not have a sales script. He does not have any sales training programs. He actually thinks sales is bullshit. What he teaches is something called neuroeconomics, and the concept is this: the way that we pitch information and that we are taught to present information, it doesn't go into the part of the brain that actually is the best at receiving information and making decisions. So what you need to do is rework your pitch such that it gets to like their old, not the prefrontal cortex,
The lizard brain.
like the lizard, the fucking croc brain. You have to excite the croc brain because that's what's gonna get an investor to fund your
Start
startup.
have like an aha moment, right?
Yeah.
It's through feeling and emotion that you're
really.
evoked something very different, special.
Yeah,
What's up, you guys?
Yeah,
Just keep
so
going.
so Pitch Anything by Oren Clough. That's one of that book changed the game for me. We're about to, I may or may not be about to go raise some extra Walla for my company,
Hey,
so for that reason, I'm rereading this book right now and then make some edits to my pitch to make sure that it's fucking fire and it'll hit your croc brain like a bitch.
Cool. One of the books I read the Elon Musk book. That was unbelievable to see what that guy does. He does everything.
Oh, he's amazing.
Unbelievable.
By Ashley Vance.
I think so. It's called Elon Musk.
I love that book.
And then the other book that I read, Shoe Dog, by
Did you like that?
Steve Knight. It's awesome. That guy was hustling. He's the founder of Nike. He basically hustled. He didn't even have he couldn't even, the company couldn't support it. He didn't, he founded Nike, and for what, how many years? More than 10? He didn't take a paycheck or anything.
That's
And
crazy.
each month was very close to going out of business, and then he hit it, and look at Nike now, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then he basically invented the running shoe, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like no one was wearing tennis shoes.
Another
Another
one
one.
sell it out of the back
Yeah.
trunk of his car.
Yeah, he would sell it. He just randomly, just one day, just went to Japan, found shoes, and then made them and brought them to America to sell. So unbelievable story there. I'm still reading that, and then of course got to rep the Techstars book, Do More Faster by Brad Feld and David Cohen. It's about just getting a ton of shit done and putting stuff out there, shipping products.
If you're looking for a mentor, Brad Feld's probably a good
Oh, yeah,
place
yeah.
to start.
Yeah, my dad knows them. I know them too, so it's pretty cool. So what about you, Sam? You're the bookie. He probably reads more books than me. Right?
Yeah, crazy. I probably try to read maybe a book a week. I try something like that. It's
Book
crazy.
a week.
Oh,
Those
when I-
kids sound like
Look
Ty
at
Lopez.
that.
When I dropped out of high school, I read more books than I ever did in my whole school
Wow.
career,
I wonder how many high school dropouts read any
Or
books
pick
at
up a
all.
book.
Right.
Hold on, audience. When's the last time you picked up a book and read through the whole thing?
Yeah, serious. Sam doesn't. He reads a book a week. So out of those books, what one book do you want to share?
I'll probably say Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell.
Okay.
And it's not anything he talks about as being entrepreneurship. It more talks about the rarity of an outlier and how they're successful. It goes to from location to your peers, maybe the market's different. It goes to a lot of different places. And I consider myself an outlier for a lot of reasons. My circumstances maybe weren't the best, but I never gave up, and I basically figured out how to make everything work for me.
Right. So you said, not giving up is key, right? But
Yeah.
how else did you overcome being an outlier? The hustle, right? You would put yourself out there. You went to so many meetups at just a young age, and then now look at you. You have a full-time developer job, and you're 18 years old.
Yes.
18. That's nuts.
Yeah, the hustle. It's funny. I don't really think of myself as a hustler. I think of myself as lazy sometimes, but I'm
Dang.
definitely a hustler.
But you put in some of the work, right?
Yeah.
Right,
you
put some
had
work.
to. You had
No,
to
what I think
late
it
night
is-
learning.
What I think is it's just having no fear. You weren't afraid, right? To put
No.
yourself out in the community,
Okay.
to go to coding school. You weren't afraid, and look at you now.
The worst thing I could do, my fear in life is having I wishes, saying I wish I did this. I never want to do that. I just want to live with no regrets. So long as I put myself out there and try, I didn't fail.
I love that. Great advice from Sam here. Great advice. All right, Diego, do you have a book?
Oh yeah. So my utmost favorite book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale
That's
Carnegie.
That's a good one.
Great book. And I just want to share a little bit of the value that I really got out of that book. And it was specifically around the way that you want to treat other people and the way that you want to influence them in a positive way by being of value to them and sharing your value and your talent to that specific individual. Another thing that really got me moving throughout reading that book was taking a couple steps on there when it came to just being fearless and overcoming any challenges and overcoming objections and rejections. Because it's not easy out here. I mean, think about, I don't even remember, I probably haven't been hired from like 5 or 6 interviews that I've been through, and then eventually I found a dream job. And if it wasn't for the consistency and to have a good attitude and just be charismatic and really take the time to hear somebody's story and really give some nurture and love to a relationship, why should people even care about you and what you have going on? And I think till this day, with Quarterpounder with Cheese, the community for aspiring young and active entrepreneurs and leaders and young hustlers, there's just a world of difference because you can't do this alone. You know, you could try to build a business by yourself, but it's not going to be sustainable. It's not going to be a legacy. It's not going to be something that you could, share with your families and your loved ones. So,
It looks super weird.
what?
You flip the other way halfway through
So,
the street. Yeah, it looks super weird.
I gotta say, one of the biggest things I realized in my life from an early age is when you keep an upbeat, positive attitude and you treat others with love, respect, and kindness and go the extra mile, whether you want to or not, speaks a lot about the initiative that you take for another person and the willingness to care for others regardless of your circumstances and situation. I mean, most of the jobs that I've gotten were all through word of mouth and just being out in the community. How can I serve? How can I help? One of my really great mentors, Bill Roth, great business leader out in the community, he actually got to meet Donald Trump when he owned, I think it was before the Denver Broncos were called the Denver Broncos.
Oh, wow.
Donald Trump was actually, I think, a part owner of the football team.
Yeah, he owned.
Well, now he owns the world.
So I read his book. It's pretty crazy. He was part of football a lot. He actually used to reason. It wasn't the NFL. It was like the AFL, something like that. It shut down.
A different league.
Yeah, a different league. This book is pretty good. Art of the Deal, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Part of the
People
deal.
say good things about that book.
It's a
Really?
great book. I mean, look what he's built.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
If anything, life is negotiation. You gotta be able to negotiate everything
And
from
sell yourself.
Yeah. If you don't know how to sell yourself as a person, as an individual, of what talents, of what skills, of who you are as a person, and how you empower others and work well as a team, it's gonna be hard out here, you guys. Like, machine learning, artificial intelligence, like that's an upcoming movement, and jobs that were once done by somebody sitting at a desk is now going to be taken
Watch out,
over by
college kids.
computers.
Yeah, you're
Like,
gonna
not to scare anyone.
Well, it is
No,
scary.
you should scare the fuck out of
Yeah.
No, you totally should, because you're going to become obsolete
Nothing's
in 10 years.
Right, and nothing's given to you. You gotta earn everything. You gotta hustle, right?
Mhm.
You gotta work super hard. I worked so hard for 6 months, even more than that. I worked hard for like 3 years. Like people think I'm an overnight success. No, I worked for 3 years, day and night, and then I got a job.
And there's frustrations. There's times where you want to give up. There's times where you don't feel empowered and encouraged by your support system, right? Because they don't know what it means to go through so many different challenges and so many different emotions. And it can just be, and it's like a roller coaster, right? It's like slowly but surely, like you're gonna get to where you want to be, and you're almost at the tipping point, right? And you got to brace yourself when you're about to go down. And that's what entrepreneurship, going for your career and your dreams, is really all about. Is that you're about to tip over, and sometimes you could go ahead and slam straight down and not come up for a while, or you could slam down and go right back up.
Sounds like Bitcoin. No, but yeah, exactly. Nothing's handed to you. You gotta, if you want something, you have to go out and you have to get it. Right? I mean, that's what Sam did.
Basically.
Right? You didn't sit around.
Yeah. Also need a bit of luck. It sounds weird.
Oh,
I mean, I don't believe in luck, to be honest, because I believe I create my own luck. But you need a bit of luck. When I say luck, that rather means you believe so much in yourself, you're out there networking so much that people come to you or you come to them somehow.
Right.
And that's comes
Put
from
yourself out there as
yourself out
the
there.
go-to person, and then people go to you.
You have to.
I think that luck is super interesting, and it's not necessarily something that I think we talk quite enough about. And so what I sort of learned about luck in my whole experience is you really don't know what luck you actually have until you start really leveraging opportunities that, like, the things that really interest you. So, like, for example, I had a family friend network that was really, really high caliber and really awesome. And I would never have known that if I didn't try and go raise capital from Sonitize, because I built my advisory board from friends and family.
Sure.
But they all had, like, one of them was one of our advisors. He's a pre-IPO investor in Facebook, Twitter, Uber, and Spotify. One of our advisors is the managing director of a $1.5 billion family office in Geneva, Switzerland. One of them is she owns her own data and analytics firms, and she basically goes into casinos as a corporate raider, but gets them to flip their business models literally just on their data. And then one of them is he's the chief operating officer of a real estate division of a hedge fund that manages $3 billion of assets. So I knew all of these people, but if I didn't try and build an advisory board out of Sonitize, I wouldn't have known that, oh wow, all these people have these really awesome skills that when you put them together would be really helpful for me.
Exactly, and they're not just gonna sit around and then like ask you, hey, are you starting a company? I want to give you money, right? You got to go out and get it. Another thing is showing up creates opportunity. It's like hard work, or you have more luck when you work hard.
Exactly.
You heard that?
Yeah.
So showing up creates opportunity. I mean, if you never show up, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and especially like having an upbeat attitude, you know, when you go meet someone, regardless of when you have bad days, to really just push yourself and concentrate and just be in the moment, you guys. There's times where I literally just want to go lay down at home, not do anything, just really just down, depressed, anxious, feeling lonely, like just these very negative emotions. And if it wasn't for me to inspire myself from other people's stories, from different mentors, from books, from podcasts, you know, from whatever I read off the internet, I think I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Right.
Because you have to have such a huge curiosity and willingness to learn, to achieve more, to be more. These dreams and these aspirations and these manifestations, you're kind of being the Picasso or the artist of your own story, right? So if you stop painting, but you're only like 2% into your painting, what do you know? You never know if you have a masterpiece. You never know if you had a $1 billion painting. Like, did you guys hear about that? It was by Leonardo da Vinci. That painting that sold for $450 million. Like, that's crazy to even think about. Like,
he's dead though. I mean,
but the whole point is looking at it from that point of view is that your life is so precious and you're worth something and you're of value to the people around you and to your community, that why wouldn't you be the masterpiece or the Picasso of your own life?
I have something completely different to say on that. On the other side of that equation, some fucker out there paid $450 million for a Leonardo da Vinci, okay? So what that means is he had to make over $450 million of money in order to pay for that. He had to create billions of dollars of value to the world. So if you think, yeah, it'd be kind of nice to own a Da Vinci. Oh, you think so? Fucking work harder, bitch.
Savage. It's not like, oh, why can't I have this? It's what can I do to get this.
And I think the direct correlation with the amount of money that you make is the direct correlation of what value you provide others and the value you provide to yourself. Because if you're not consistently being of value to other people, then why would you expect the world to be of value to you? Don't think of it as what can the world do for me, but what can you do for the world and what can you provide? Because with all honesty, we're all here to learn from one another. We are here to share each other's struggles, different experiences, ambitions. But if we don't take the time to really educate ourselves, inspire one another, and do all these things, then what is life even about? Like, what is life even worth living if you're just kind of just sitting down and just expecting, for Friday to come, right? So many people, it's like, oh yeah, it's Friday, it's the weekend, right? Like, yeah, let's go out. And don't get me wrong, like, I love to have fun. I love to go dancing. I love to go to shows. Like, I'm not necessarily a troublemaker, but I think one of the biggest things is that you have to put in some work. You have to deserve it, and it's
so much sweeter too when you like really, really hustle for that like one weekend, and that one weekend out of the year, or like one weekend out of the 6 months or so, it's going to be worth way more than when you go out every single night.
And it's not even about even outperforming people. I think at the end of the day, what it really is, taking your life so serious that every day is enjoyable.
Right.
Monday through Sunday. It's not Friday. It's not Thursday. It's not Sunday. It's I love my life so much, and I love the people around me, and I have a purpose, and I can manifest whatever I want into this world. Because there's so many people out there that I don't have this. I'm so sad about this. Things aren't going this way. And it's like, trust me, I had my fair share of struggles, you guys. Like, some stuff that I'm not so proud of, and, I've burned some bridges along the way. But if it wasn't for me to make those mistakes, I wouldn't be able to have the wisdom and the capability to be able to share my story with you guys. But, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's good. The quote you said was actually JFK. It's not what.
Yeah, it's not what you can do. What can you do for your country?
And actually, so that was something that I took away from the Elon Musk book. That's one of the things I took.
Thanks
away
for
from
watching, you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. We're going to be creating some awesome content for young entrepreneurs, aspiring and active leaders out there. The whole point of this podcast is to really be of value, resource, and have tools for one another to develop and grow as individuals, whether we're young or old, doesn't matter, but we're here to create a movement and to be there for one another. So stay tuned.
Yeah, no.
That's gonna just.
Yeah. How do I cut this off?
Oh no.
How do I actually end this? When I watch the videos about wait a minute, no.
Bro, I'm gonna have to buy you a toothbrush, bro.
Who?
You cussing too much.
Me?
Hell yeah.
I don't give a fuck, yo. Is this
You give 0 fucks. Yeah, how do you turn that shit off? Like, what happens if you just exit it out?
Oh, you know what it is? Oh, here's what it is. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. You go through the... What the hell?
I like that a lot. I think we should have more things like that where all 4 of us just sit down and talk about one topic.
Phone's so crap.
Record it, go live, and then